Hi guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kat. I do Twitch streaming and content creation advice, and if you're returning, I've missed you. Also, elephant in the room, we're not going to talk about the mess real quick. I'm in the middle of moving, so things are a little bit messy, but trust me, I'll make it better soon. Anyways, today's video, we're going to talk about how to network with streamers. So if you are a Twitch streamer, you've probably experienced a desire to make more streamer friends, to go network with more people, but you're kind of at a loss of what to do, right? You don't want to seem clout chasey, you don't want to seem creepy or weird, but at the same time, you really don't know how to go about networking with people. I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks and things you can do and some pointers, and then some things you should not do. But y'all are good peeps, so I don't imagine you'll do the things you shouldn't do. But anyways, let's get into this video. So step one, this is the most obvious one, but I would just say when it comes to networking, replace the word networking with friends, you know? Instead of like networking with streamers, you want to make streamer friends. So treat people as you would treat somebody that you want to befriend. So if you're trying to make streamer friends, the first and easiest way obviously is go into their Twitch streams, be a recurring face in their streams, and talk to them. Try to come up with some rapport, you know, show your personality, and kind of just like banter with them as if they were your friend, you know, as somebody that you would want to befriend. If there was somebody in person that you would want to befriend, kind of how would you go about talking to them? You can do the same thing with people on Twitch as well. Just for this, I would just say, don't come on strong, you know, we're gonna do this slowly. Don't immediately out the gate be like, let's be friends. You wouldn't do that to somebody in person, so it would be a little bit odd to also do that to somebody on Twitch. Secondly, going in hand with this, raid after every stream. This will help you kind of like connect with more streamers as well, and it kind of shows, hey, you know, like I'm willing to scratch your back, so if you also are looking to raid people, like I could be somebody you could raid, you know. Again, don't ever do things and raid people with the expectation you will get raided back. It's always really nice if they do choose to raid you, but there is never an expectation, you know, they don't have to do that. But I always recommend raiding streamers that are around your size and playing the game that you play. And before I raid somebody, I always like to look in their panels to see if there's something we can connect on, so that chances are I will like you more as a person if we share some common traits, and that means my audience will probably like you more as well. So if somebody puts that they really like boba in their panels, then it really motivates me more to raid you, because now it's like, oh my god, I also like boba, you know? But that's another way of kind of networking as well. 3, follow streamers that you would like to be friends with on other social media platforms they have, and make sure you interact with them on those platforms. So a lot of streamers will have obviously more social media than just Twitch. So if there's somebody you really like and you think they're really cool, what I kind of like to do is if I'm in their streams and I'm talking them up and it seems like we're vibing really well during their stream, I will actually just go and like look up their Twitter or their Instagram. I like using Twitter personally because I treat it as LinkedIn for content creation, but I'll follow them on there. And especially because I was in their streams, there's like a more likelihood that my name will be fresh in their memory. If I were to follow them later, like a couple days later, they might forget, you know? But if I follow them like then and there after streaming, they'll probably go look and they're like, oh, hey, this person seems really familiar. Like, let me go follow them back. So I find that following them like while they're streaming / right when they entered stream is, you know, a really good time to go and drop them that follow so that my name seems more fresh and relevant to them. And I will start commenting really nice stuff under their posts, things that I personally resonate with. I obviously don't just go around leaving dumb comments. Well, actually, if you follow me on TikTok and then if you've ever looked at your For You page and we have similar videos, you'll see my dumb comments on there. But for the most part, I just try to comment like very genuine things. So if I follow artists, I'll compliment their art, or like I'll compliment somebody's outfit or something like that. You know, I always try to be active in commenting and replying under people's tweets and posts and videos and stuff like that, so that again, like my name becomes more familiar to them because they're constantly seeing my name, engaging with their content. So again, if you want to be friends with a creator, you have to kind of extend that olive branch out first, because you're the one who wants to initiate the friendship. So a good way to do that is, again, you know, rating them and engaging with their content so your name always pops up. 4, if you want to find streamer friends as well, I find that joining other streamers' discords is a great way to meet other people through there. I'm just the type of person that a lot of my friends are made through friends of friends, and I just kind of like make friends like that. So I've always been that way. Like I was even like that in like high school and before that. But I just find, you know, a lot of like random discords you join can be really coin flippy, and most of the time I've had pretty bad experiences joining random discords I find on Reddit and stuff. So instead, I have found that if there's a streamer I really vibe with and there's like multiple people in their chat as well, especially if they're like mods and stuff that I vibe really well with too, then I'll join their Discord, because a lot of those like horror community members would also be in their Discord and I can like talk with them more. Discord is a much more intimate platform to go talk to people, and you can get to know more people in Discord because it's like, you know, a lifetime chatting experience, etc. So I found that it's a really great place to go and find more friends. Now, when is it a good sign that the streamer is also like interested interested in being friends with you. I find a couple of things, and again, this is always really tricky to navigate with the whole parasocial relationship stuff, but I find that if you are on nickname or first name basis with the streamer, it's a good sign, and it's always like them extending the olive branch out. So if they give me a nickname, or if they call me by my actual name instead of my username, then probably a good sign that we've become more than just a poo-poo random in their stream and them as a streamer. And also if the streamer themselves invite me to things. So if I'm in their streams and they're like, oh my god, Kat, yeah, like, do you play Valorant? I would love to play with you sometime. If the streamer makes those comments, that's generally a good sign that, hey, they're interested in, you know, being friends with you, because they're the ones extending the olive branch out now. They're the ones who are asking me to play. And the relationship between streamer and viewer is always really tricky to navigate. So every time it comes with like playing with somebody on stream, etc., I always wait for the streamer to invite me unless we are already friends. And by already friends, I mean like we're talking in DM. That's a pretty good sign that they like you, you know? But if they're the ones inviting me to play, like, oh, we need one more Cat, do you want to play? Then okay, yeah, I'm so down to play Valorant with you. But if there's an open slot and they did not ask me to join, then I won't be like, hey, you know, can I come play with you, etc. I just try to be very respectful when it comes to the streamer stream for that and not putting them in that awkward position. If it looks like the streamer is interested in being friends with you, they're also replying to your comments very often. Every time you comment under their post, they're like actively replying whatever you guys are like bantering, then this could be a good sign that you can kind of slide into their DMs. So out the gate, when I slide into people's DMs, like streamers and people I want to be friends with, I never start with trying to gain something from them. And wanting to collab with a streamer could be seen as like wanting to gain something from them, you know? Instead, I'll try to find some common ground that I have with the streamer, especially even better if they kind of, again, extended the olive branch to me and was making some comments and things like that that I could then talk more about in DMs. So for instance, like I'm about to go to Asia, so if I made a comment about something like that in under somebody's video and they replied with, oh my god, yeah, like feel free to go talk to me about Japan or whatever. I've been living there for a while, would love to share experiences. That's a great sign to go slide into DMs and be like, oh my god, yeah, like I would love to hear about your experiences. I'm gonna be here for 7 days. I'm really excited. Or, you know, another one also is like, I like to comment about their content. So I'll be like, oh my god, I just want to say that I really love your video series on your new Pilates journey. You got me into wanting to try Pilates as well. It's really inspired me. I love that. Something like that, you know, like very generic but positive comments about their content and things like that related to them, so that it shows that, hey, you really want to be friends with them because you actually like know what they're about. If you give off the impression that you only want to be friends with somebody because of the amount of viewers they have, then it's gonna make them turn the other cheek. And a good example of that again is like you have no indication as to why you want to be friends with them. You know, like the previous examples that I gave, it's like, oh my god, you know, we really relate to how we both like Japan, or how we really relate to, you know, both of us starting our fitness journeys, like we have some common ground. But if you slide into some DMs of somebody and you're like, oh my god, yeah, we should play Call of Duty sometime, but that person like literally does not play Call of Duty, then it just seems like you're wanting to be friends with them for the wrong reason, you know, because there is no common ground there. After you guys talk a little bit in DMs, that's a really good sign that that person does want to be friends with you. And if you really do want to collab with them, I would come up with a content idea already so that all they have to do is say yes. If you hit them up and you're like, oh my god, we should collab sometime, but you don't give them any like idea as to how the collab would look like, etc., then you put a lot of mental load on the other person to come up with the content ideas, and they're gonna be less likely to say yes. So an example of this again, if I found like a streamer and I'm like a random streamer, but I think we vibe really well, I'm like, oh my god, we should collab together sometime. Again, because you didn't give any information about how you want the collab to look like, whatever, it could come off as kind of clout chasey because again, you didn't give a reason as to why you wanted to collab with the streamer. Version B is, oh my god, you know, I think you're so funny and I really like how we both wear animal hats when we play on stream sometime. We should totally do an animal hat Valorant collab where we both wear the animal hats while we play Valorant. That's not a very hard stream concept. We're just playing Valorant by just wearing hats, but it shows that one, I know more about this streamer. I've been in their streams, I've watched their content, and I've done my research to understand why I think this collab would do well. Because I like their energy, and you know, we're both relatable in which we both wear animal hats, etc. When you show that you have done this research and done this extra effort to get to know the streamer, to see their content and to see what they're about, and you already came up with a content plan, they will be much more likely to say yes to the collab idea. So these are all ways in which you can network with streamers. I wish you guys the best of luck. But some quick things as to what you should never do when it comes to wanting to collab or network with streamers, okay? The first thing you should never do is ask a streamer to collab in their own stream. I have had people do this to me, and I've literally just insta-banned them because why? A streamer's stream is like a safe space for them, you know what I mean? And they're live streaming. So you're putting them on the spot by going into their channel and being like, oh my God, do you want to collab? Like, it's in the same boat as those like really public engagements, you know, where like the person proposes at a baseball field. Like, power to you if you really want that, but I feel like most people that I know don't want to be proposed to in front of such a large crowd because you're kind of pressured into saying yes because there's so many people watching. Whereas if you do it in a more intimate setting, if you ask them to collab in DMs, they have much more wiggle room to say no or to push back, and they're not being pressured into giving you a yes. So that's one. Again, secondly, is out the gate asking the streamer to want to be friends with you or to collab with you when you clearly know nothing about their content. That just kind of shows that all he did was look at their viewer count and be like, oh my God, they have a lot of viewers, so I want to collab with them. I've again had a lot of people do this to me where they've emailed me and they've been like, we should collab so I can get lots of viewers. And I'm like, you didn't give me a single reason why I want to collab with you. Like, I am totally down with collabing with small streamers. I've done it many times, but I want to collab with people I like. And so not only do I not know who you are, I've never seen your name before. Two, you're immediately telling me that the only reason you want to collab with me is to get viewers. And also three, I've had people email me for collabs and again, who did not do any research and they were asking to play like Call of Duty and stuff. And I'm like, I don't play Call of Duty. Or if you email me and you're like, oh my God, we should play Minecraft. Like, Minecraft is really fun, but if you know me, you know I cannot play that game because it makes me really motion sick. So it's kind of like, you don't really know too much about my content. Again, if you're like saying this, you know what I mean? So those are all things in my experience that would make me less inclined to say yes to somebody who wants to collab and just somebody who wants to network in general. And fourth, again, don't be really pushy. There's been many times where people are really pushy with trying to get an answer. Like, oh my God, I DM'd you, why didn't you respond? You're gonna drive people away if you do that. And these are all things that you shouldn't do to people who you want to be friends with IRL anyways. So if you wouldn't do that to somebody IRL, why would you do this to somebody on Twitch? They're even less likely to be inclined to say yes. But anyways, good luck with networking, guys. At the end of the day, I wouldn't think too deeply about it. Really just look at it as making streamer friends rather than this like spooky term of networking, you know what I'm saying? But I wish you guys the best of luck, and don't forget to go like this video and subscribe to my channel because I do more streaming advice and art advice content. And also, I have a Ko-fi in which I have free resources for streamers and content creators. I have an Etsy in which I sell Twitch emotes, overlays, and sub badges and other good stuff. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. PST. And I hope to catch you guys in another video. Peace.